Hi, my name is Joy Adams. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm 29 years old and I'm a professional basketball player in Spain.
Hi, I'm Zakia. I'm 27 and I'm a hairstylist. And I'm from Orlando, Florida as well.
Who do you love that you should tell more often? Why do you love them so much?
I would say my mom because growing up, like I was always like a bad kid. I didn't listen or whatever, so I always got looked at and I felt like I was like the outsider. And me and my mom didn't connect a lot when I was younger. And then like now, even then, we didn't say I love you or anything like that in the household. So even now, as an adult, it's like uncomfortable saying it. So I would like to tell her that I love her.
Um, I want to say my mom, but I tell her I love her all the time. You know. So I'm gonna say my dad because he wasn't there, and I think that I hold that against him a lot. And forgiveness is hard. Um, but I just wanted to know, like, even though I give you a hard time, I love you. I can't help it, even though I give you a hard time. But I think he should know, like, I'm tough on him, but it's because I want him to be a better dad. Because I know he can.
What do you think has kept you from saying I love you more often?
For me, I think it's because it just wasn't a thing in the household. But also too, like now I would tell like a stranger or a friend, like, hey, I love you, man, or like I love you. But in my household, it's so uncomfortable saying that. Like, I just don't know why. Like I would like to connect and be like more comfortable saying it to my siblings or my mom or whomever. I'm so comfortable saying it to other people that I truly love. But in the household, I just think because of growing up and it's never been said, and it's like you kind of just go back into when you're in the house. Um, it's like I know, but it's like it would be better if it's said.
I think with me, like, I bring up my mom a lot because, like, that's my, like, glue. But, like, with her, we don't get off the phone. We don't leave each other without saying, I love you. Like if she hangs up and she doesn't say it, I'm like, hey, what's up? You like, what's going on? And it's really passionate with her. With my dad, I'm not like that because like I said, I hold a grudge. Like I'm angry. You know what I'm saying? And it's like nothing has happened to make me like not be angry. So I don't like to show him my vulnerability because it makes me feel like weak, like the guy that's supposed to have your back and supposed to have like protect you, he wasn't protecting me. So I have to protect my heart. And that's why I don't say it like that. But I love him, but I don't say it like that.
Are you willing to look into the camera and say I love you right now and tell them why they mean so much to you?
Mom, I just want to say that I love you and thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for bringing me into this world. Thank you for allowing me to have this life that I have. I'm privileged, I'm blessed, and I hope that one day I can repay you.
Dad, Daddy, I love you. Um, even though you've made mistakes, just know that I forgive you. Um, and I know that you don't really know how to be the father that I want because you never had it. But I see you trying. I don't discredit it, but just don't stop trying. Even though I'm almost 30, I still need that part of me so that I can be the woman that I want to be and just be complete. So just don't stop trying. I know it's hard, but you got it. You got it. For real.
What could you do differently to show love now that you've had this opportunity?
I think that I can be more aware of like in the moment when I feel like, say for example, like I'm leaving the house or I'm getting off the phone with my mom, I can say I love you and not be scared to say it or feel uncomfortable to say it. There's only two things that can happen. Is either she hang up or she say it back, you know. And just being more aware of my emotions and feelings during that time.
Honestly, I'm still gonna be on your ass. Excuse my French, but I think that I'll try to understand, because his story, like, he's been through a lot. You know what I mean? Like, his actions are because of something, you know? So I try to understand more, and I'm gonna still stay on top of you because I just know you can do so much better. So I just try to be a little bit nicer and say I love you more, talk to you more. Because, yeah, you'll get there one day, hopefully. But yeah, I'm gonna keep trying, even though I'm old.
Okay, there's no way for me to get around laughing at the end of the video when Zakiya ended her statement with the words, "Even though I'm old." It's just too much for me to handle. I don't think the age of 27 qualifies as old, I'm sorry. But anyway, I digress. On a more serious note though, I do want to immediately point out the common theme in Joy and Zakiya's addresses. The issue of parents not saying I love you to their own children is more common than many may realize. This is not a video focusing on shame or blame for parents, regardless of whether they tell their children that they love them regularly or not. This video is designed to acknowledge the elephant in the room because it's obvious that reaching the ages of 29 and 27 respectively makes absolutely no difference with regard to how important it is to hear the words "I love you" from your parents. Joy and Zakiya took the opportunity to speak the things on their hearts that are unspoken, but that their parents needed to hear. This video should serve as a catalyst for healing and for transformation. Joy chose to address her mother, sharing the awkward and difficult journey of growing up in a home where the words "I love you" were scarcely heard. Joy has become her own woman, finding success as a professional basketball player and reaching career heights that she herself may not have believed if you told her only 20 years ago. She's independent, a master of her craft, and confident in her own ability to make her own way in this world. But somewhere underneath that independence is a little Joy, whose world would light up the moment her mother looks her squarely in the eyes and says the words "I love you." Zakiya made a conscious choice to address her father. It was heavy on her heart, but Zakiya is strong and outspoken. She has learned to be resilient as many women do in life. Zakiya admitted to making it difficult for her father. This comes from a place of resentment for his actions, even though she loves him still. She said that he wants him to be a better dad, because she knows that he can. Those words are very important to pay attention to. She wants her father to be better, and she truly believes that it's possible. She has left the door open for him. This is simultaneously an act of grace as well as vulnerability. Every daughter wants to believe in her father. Every daughter wants to be sought after by her father for support, to empower her and to help her recognize her worth and identity as nothing less than great. This is the reason women who do not get this support often suffer from low self-esteem and settle for less than they deserve. They lose hope and no longer believe that they're valuable because they're not gifted with love, support, and confidence from one or more of their parents as a child. Now, before you go feeling too badly for these adults, right, who had less than an ideal childhood in some respects, consider that adults are really a collection of their own life experiences, including childhood. Their insecurities follow them into adulthood and may cause them to continue that same cycle if they do not face their deficits and consciously choose to break the cycle. Enter Joy's mother and Zakia's father, adults who once had young children named Joy and Zakia. Their parents were younger at this point and may have been thinking the exact same things that Joy and Zakia have thought about their parents before them. It's important to understand that though Joy and Zakia were the subjects of this interview, they may not be the only victims. It's important to understand that the grace Joy has shown for her mother and the grace Zakia has shown for her father come from a place of love and understanding that even though they were not perfect, they still love and appreciate them. They believe in their parents, and they were brave enough to look into the camera and address them about what has been weighing on their hearts. Now we have 4 adults, not 2 adults and 2 children. Joy and Zakia are adults addressing their adult parents, being vulnerable about their feelings, expressing how their parents' mistakes have impacted their lives, but extending love and grace to let them know that they understand why it may have played out this very way. This is not where the story has to end, though. The ball is now in their parents' court. The responsibility belongs to all of them. But let this moment, this video, serve as a catalyst for change that will not see another generation in deficit or acknowledgement for emotional support and regular expressions of love. That can start today, right now. We will never outgrow the love we have for our parents. No matter how bad things get, even anger and resentment cannot cast away love. In fact, at the root of anger or resentment is truly love. The only way for a person to come to resent a parent is to first experience disappointment when all they needed was love and security. They must first be let down from the elevated state of love and security to feel disappointment or even anger. No one becomes upset with a stranger for not loving them because there was never an expectation or need for that stranger to love them. It's those who are closest to us who can bring us the most joy, but who can also inflict the deepest wounds. Joy and Zakia, I want to acknowledge your strength and your resolve, your courage and your maturity for choosing to be transparent about your feelings and your family. Know that even though sharing these kinds of struggles is not common, it is because not everyone is brave enough to do what you've done here today. Today you have broken the mold and chosen to be mature and vulnerable, despite even your own reservations. This makes you stronger in this silo than your parents ever were. From this vantage point, it is your responsibility to pull them up to where you are. Tell them that you love them, regardless of how they may react. You are in the driver's seat now, and you will set the tone. You will say, I love you because it's the right thing to do. Remember that your parents have a child inside who may be struggling because they simply never reached the height that you have, and they may need your help. Don't give up, and don't ever quit. The love and grace will come back to you, and it all starts today. We can never gain back lost time, and it is ever ticking forward. Now is the only time you will ever have to say the words, I love you. Remember that tomorrow is an illusion that we speak of to represent a time that will never be. You only have today, and 24 hours from right now will also be today. I want to thank both of you for demonstrating your maturity and your resolve. I would encourage you to remember that being a daughter does not exempt you from being an adult. You can see your parents on equal ground now, and you can help them grow. It may not be easy, but I guarantee that you will never be weaker as a result. During your interview, I mentioned a couple of videos that I really wanted you to see. Click right up here to see my interview with Kamaya and Jalen. Both of these young women were also brave enough to openly express just how much they love members of their family who they've not had the easiest time expressing love for. They were amazing and also incredibly brave. Another interview that comes to my mind is the interview with Kyle and Shannon. You will come to see just how common and widespread your own deficits really are. Click right up here to see their interview. It's as though millions and millions of people have a cancer that they suffer from, but rarely acknowledge. The shame that comes from exposing this cancer is patently ridiculous. It's almost as ridiculous as being ashamed to share that you were late to work one day. It happens all the time, and to more people than you could reasonably put a finger on. You deserve to be free to express what you feel and commended for doing so. You will never know how many people hear your story, this story, and also choose to break their cycle as a result of your choice to share. I hope that this is the beginning of something wonderful for you and your families. Thank you. To our viewers, thank you for watching. Your viewership is important to the success of this channel. So if you identified with Joy and Zakiya and appreciated their stories, give this video a thumbs up and give them some love in the comments below. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, you can follow the Shared Heart Experiment on YouTube for complete interviews and episodes. You can also follow on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter for video shorts and additional footage. Feel free to check out any of my other videos where I walk up to random strangers in public places and ask them intimate questions about their lives. Consider supporting the channel by clicking the link in the description below. There you can shop at my online apparel store, StylylifeDesigns.com. You'll find t-shirts, hats, and hoodies with positive and uplifting themes to complement your lifestyle. When you shop, know that a portion of the proceeds from anything you buy will help contribute to the creation of more positive content just like this. Real people, real life, and real love. Until next time, I've been Kevin with the Shared Heart Experiment. Be good to each other. Thanks for watching.